Hello, I'm Anthony Giarrusso, and I am the author and publisher of Travel with Me, Anthony M. Giarrusso. You can pick up my book at lulu.com, that is lulu.com, in their bookstore. Again, I am Anthony Giarrusso, also known as Yellow Polo Giarrusso. Today, we're going to be covering Portland, Maine, South Portland, Maine, Scarborough, Maine, and Old Orchard Beach, Maine. Portland, Maine makes Portland, Oregon jealous, some people say. Why? Because you can fly into an international jet port, not just an international airport like in Portland, Oregon. I've flown in and out of Portland International Jetport in Maine, and I'm going to have to tell you the interior of it is not as nice as most airports. I've been to nicer airports, but when you see all the fancy planes on the runway, I think there's actually quite a few privately owned. Possibly that might be a part of some kind of fractional program, but there's some really nice jets and regular airplanes that fly there. I assume the reason they call it Portland International Jetport is because Portland International Airport was already taken as a name. The Maine Mall is the main mall people in Maine mainly shop at. The Maine Mall is one of the nicest malls I've actually ever been to. The interior is really clean, it's very modern, and it's very impressive because you always have a lot of people walking in and out of that mall. I've been to a lot of shopping malls where they're either like half dead or they're almost about to close. It appears that this mall is a mall that people actually do come to shop at, which is really cool. It's a vibrant mall that is continuing to attract guests, whereas some of these other malls just don't do it. And if you're ever in the area, you might as well go and check it out. One of my favorite places to go eating in Portland, Maine is the Hometown Buffet. Now, they do have hometown buffets all across the country. I believe that this particular brand, Hometown Buffet, makes the best buffet foods that you can get that are a chain buffet. When you compare it to Golden Corral, I really don't care for Golden Corral's food personally. I really like Hometown Buffet's food. And there's one in Portland, Maine. The reason I like this type of buffet so much is that there's so much choice. Like there's even more choice than Golden Corral. You have the Chinese food, the Greek food, the Italian food, American food, all different stuff. Whereas Golden Corral, when you think of Golden Corral, you really think of like French fries and salad, and they usually have like some kind of meat option or a couple meat options. They usually have like mushroom stuff, but at Hometown Buffet, they usually have a lot more than just that. From what I've experienced from going to multiple Hometown Buffets and going to multiple Golden Corral. So I definitely recommend Hometown Buffet. If you do go to Portland, though, you should definitely go to the east side of Portland, right by the ocean, for a photo opportunity. Some of the best architecture up against the ocean you will see in all of North America is definitely here. And when you see the boats and all the things together, it really makes this city feel a bit more special than, let's say, a bigger city like Boston. Now, Boston also has big architectural feats, but it feels too crowded and a little too unnatural, whereas Portland has smaller buildings. They still have a lot of buildings, but they're just smaller, and it just fits the frame of an image better from my personal view as a photographer. I have never been to the Maine Girls Academy, but allegedly it's haunted because it's right across from a graveyard. Now, I am potentially skeptical of that to a degree, only because that one, I've actually done spirit communications myself and doing EVPs. What I've learned is that there's really no such thing as a haunted place. The spirits will come to you if they're able to hear you or communicate with you. Definitely go check out my videos on how to do EVPs and how to analyze them as well. But there's another city really close to Portland, and it's South Portland. That's right, South Portland is its own city in Maine. And allegedly, apparitions and really strong, clear EVPs have been gathered by ghost hunters and paranormal enthusiasts between the area of Southern Maine Community College and Fort Williams Park. So I have not personally been to that area. However, allegedly, this is a really great place to go and see and communicate with spirits in the afterlife. Have you been to Portland, Maine or South Portland, Maine? Are there things that you think that I missed? Please put a comment below or email me at wondersofanthony@gmail.com. Scarborough, Maine is one of my favorite locations to go go-karting. Maine indoor karting is my favorite racetrack. It's extremely safe, extremely fast as well, because they use gasoline-powered go-karts. In the wintertime, though, it will be cold in there. It will be cold, very cold, but it's still very exhilarating. All the other times of the year, very comfortable. You can really go very fast on those karts and really slide your cart around all these different corners and turns. You will drive at top speed against other human opponents. And what's really amazing is that they have a little car collection that they kind of put some really interesting cars around the inside of the racetrack. And what's interesting is that they have a Mazda RX-7 third generation. They had a BMW, and they had this, I'm pretty sure they had a total of 3 cars when I went. But what made the atmosphere so nice is that it kind of made you feel like you're in like Need for Speed Underground racing a car, and in your mindset you'd pretending that you're driving a car when you're actually racing a go-kart, which is kind of funny in a way. Absolutely, because in Need for Speed Underground, a lot of those races were circuit races, just like a circuit race on a go-kart. If you have any recommendations of traveling to Scarborough, Maine, you can put your comment below, or you can email me at wondersofanthony anthony@gmail.com. Old Orchard Beach, Maine. You know what's interesting about this place? A lot of things. But I would have to say, getting to meet Canadians on vacation is one of them. What's so interesting is I don't get to meet very many foreigners unless if I go on a cruise or if I go to another country. Old Orchard Beach, Maine, a lot of people from Canada come down south and they spend time around this area, especially during the summer months. Doesn't always have to be the summer months. You can still meet Canadians all year round there as well. But usually during the summer months, you will get to meet Canadians. It's really cool. They're just like Americans, but they're from another country. I know. You might say, why am I getting so excited about this? Because most places in the United States of America, I don't get to meet foreigners. So it's really cool to meet foreigners in my own country on vacation. I just love it. A really amazing place to check out at Old Orchard Beach, and why almost everyone goes there during the summertime, is a place called Playland. You feel like a king when you go and ride all those amazing rides down by the pier. Down at the pier, they also have a lot of restaurants. Some are just random takeout places. Some places are sit-down areas. And some are kind of a combination of both. The Boardwalk, the pier, has a lot of interesting shops. They're all like souvenir shops mostly, but it's really interesting because they all have different little knickknacks and things to buy, and it's not like cheap souvenirs you'd get at like a theme park. Like, these are like some really well-made stuff, and it's pretty impressive to go check that out. If I told you everything that they had in that shop, cut. If I told you everything that they had in those gift shops, it wouldn't be a surprise. So you got to go down there, go down to Old Orchard Beach, Maine, and find out what I'm talking about. My favorite ride at Playland was a thrill ride called Adrenaline. It's literally like, imagine an arm of a mechanical arm with multiple seats, and how I remember it is the seats had these restraints that came over, kind of like most of those bigger roller coasters that come over your shoulder, and it would take up everyone and start spinning them around in a circle, and the arm would go up, and then they'd flip all around. Those are the types of rides I like and enjoy. Again, the ride was called Adrenaline. You could probably find a video on either Dailymotion or YouTube. Just go check out what that was. Because that's the ride that I rode. I rode all the rides, or almost all the rides. I rode most of the rides at Playland. Another ride that I really liked there was like a scrambler, but it like rises up into the air, and it's kind of themed almost like, I don't know, maybe like Cars, I guess, because they had like the two little headlight things in the front. But it was an interesting ride. It was pretty much like a scrambler, just went up in the air. And let's see. There were quite a few little rides over there that I liked. I did not go on the log flume because people were coming off the log flume soaked, and I didn't have a bathing suit. I didn't want to be soaked all day. So that's the only reason I didn't go on that. But it was definitely a really interesting experience because I went with my adoptive mom and her friend and her friend's son. So that was really cool. And that's the reason why you go to places like these, specifically to make excellent memories for yourself and with others. I'm Anthony Giarrusso, also known as Yellow Polo Giarrusso. Have a wonderful day. Like the video, subscribe, and email me at wondersofanthony@gmail.com to tell me about your experiences traveling around the world. Goodbye. I just thought that was just an interesting story to share with you. You can also buy my memoir of my paranormal experiences, Wonders of Anthony Giarrusso.